Right, guys, we're live. We've got a really interesting one. First, and I'm hoping in a series, we do the topics and things. We're looking to possibly start doing serial killers, and this is the first.
Hence, Emily.
First, hopefully, many interviewing different investigators. So, can we welcome Emily from Emily Paranormal? So, welcome. Right.
Thank you.
I'm going to be awkward and let you start, Ian.
Right. So, we're all paranormal investigators to a degree. When did you have your first paranormal experience? How old were you and what was it?
So my very first experience was when I was 13. And I was in bed. My grandmother had passed 2 weeks previous to this happening. And I was fast asleep. And I just woke up, looked at the bottom of my bed, and my grandmother was there. I wasn't scared or anything. I just felt sort of loads of love and warmth and comfort from her. But she didn't, it's strange because I knew it was her, but she didn't look how I would have remembered her. She looked very young. She sort of had sort of curly hair. I only knew her as a grey-haired old lady. But I saw her as very young, but I knew it was her.
Yeah.
And I just felt so much love and warmth. And I laid back down, went back to sleep. And then in the morning, I woke up and I thought, did I see her or did I dream it? And that's what got me interested because I thought, hang on, I've got to get my head around this.
Can I ask you, was she corporate? Was she solid? Or was she...
Yeah, no, she was solid as she was stood there, solid. Yeah, not sort of a faint mist. Or it was actually like she was stood there.
Yeah.
And I can't understand how I wasn't scared because... Yeah, a 13-year-old seeing someone stood at the bottom of the bed who wasn't, you know, they're not in the house, and oh my god, why wasn't I scared?
I could answer that. I think.
Well, you had very similar.
You weren't scared of your grandmother when she was alive, were you?
Exactly. No. Exactly.
So why would you have? My grandma had very similar experience, and that my grandma died. She died in Ireland. As she lived over there. I woke up. My brother's a lot younger than me. She was sat on the end of his bed. And it was a case of she was as solid as you or I.
Yeah.
My brother was really upset, as was I, but obviously I was 7 years older than him.
Yeah.
Handling it a little bit better. And she just looked across at me and nodded and said, "I'm okay."
Oh, yeah.
And like you, I just felt warmth and I just rolled over and went back to sleep. And for years, I never even considered it as being a paranormal experience. It's only talking to other people, and I thought, hang on, she was a ghost.
Yeah,
strange.
Yeah. When you witnessed her, did she look how you first saw her, or did she look different?
She looked. She's not how I saw her was not how I would have remembered her. But then, obviously, I told my mum about the encounter that I had. My mum was very understanding. She believed me. And my mum showed me some photos of my grandmother when she was a lot younger, when she was in the army. So when she was sort of in her late 20s, and that's that is exactly who I saw.
So now I grew up in a spiritualist family, and I was told that when a person passes, they show themselves in the form that they was the happiest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was always told. So, like, say someone died when they was in their 90s, and their happiest time was when they were in their 20s. You'd see them as they were 20. So I'm wondering if that could be possibly why you didn't recognise her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but you recognise her as your grandma.
I did. That's the thing. I did recognise her. Yeah. Even though she was showing herself not as I would have recognised her, but I knew it was my grandmother. Yeah. So it was that like inner knowing. I just knew it was her.
How long after that was your next one?
To be honest, it was a really long time. I just think 13. So probably like 20 odd years.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time. And I think life got in the way, busy working, children and everything else. And then I went to see a medium, and that's sort of where it all started sort of falling into place then for me. And I became interested in trying to see if I could find things out for myself. In between that, I've been getting books out of the library, having a little look about local ghosts, because I was interested in ghosts and ghost stories and stuff. But I didn't sort of do anything. The paranormal investigations only started sort of like 4 years ago.
Oh, so
not
that long.
No. So me actually going out myself on investigations is sort of a relatively new thing. So saying that, I've been out nearly every weekend in 4 years. So I've clocked up a few.
Did you start going with groups before you start going on your own?
Yes, yeah. I started with a couple of groups, but then when I started to document the things on my page myself, said groups didn't like it. So I left the groups and decided that I would just do my own thing, because I was capable of doing my own thing.
That's what I spent my time as a solo.
Yeah.
You know, there's always ego in one way or another within the field.
Yeah.
And especially even with just like my last team that I started building, which was 5-6 years ago now. Yeah. He had never been out on investigations, and I'm not saying that this is what happened, but it seems that once I taught him what I've learned over the years, because on the 11th of this month I've been doing it 43 years.
Wow. Okay. God, you don't look old enough.
I started first investigation was when I was 10.
Wow. Okay.
So but yeah, it seems that once I taught him a few things and all that, and everything seemed to be, that's definitely a ghost. I'm like, no, you've got to think of it logically first.
Yeah.
One day I had my heart attack a couple of years ago. I went into hospital and I never heard from him ever again.
Oh, wow.
And he's gone out and done, he's doing investigating with other people now. So there is a lot of ego. So I spent a lot of my time doing it solo. And I prefer it solo, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I found that if you go say like an old RAF base, go right, everyone be quiet. We're going to do an EVP session. Get them back to it and think, is that an EVP? Or was it Joe Bloggs going, when I get home, I'll have a cup of coffee and something to eat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I do always take I've sort of got a regular group of my girls that come out with me.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I like my quiet, so believe me, I would never go on investigation with you lot.
Yeah, no, fair enough. To be honest, I mean, I've gone out and done some solo ones, and solo ones are amazing, but there's one huge thing that stops me from investigating solo more than I would like to, and that's cost. I can't afford sort of £400 or £500 to hire a location. So there's only so many places you can do solo that are affordable or free, or so solo, although in an ideal world I'd love to do sort of 80%, 90% of my investigations completely alone, but it's
message from Perry. Solo is good, or maybe just 2 or 3 like-minded trusted friends, no ego, no agenda, no competition. Exactly. Right. Oh, Perry, did you try that app out that I was building?
What you don't want is, like you say, is going into a place and it's all about me.
Yeah,
I've been on a few group ones where it's not my group and that, and you always get the person who wants to make it all about them. We'll do table tipping, and you can see them rocking the table. There's something coming.
Yeah,
really.
Well,
and such a body's got something, and
as I've said to Ian before, up near where my exes and my kids live, you got Framlingham Castle, and they only allow, I think, one investigation per year because it's National Trust, and National Trust don't like that sort of thing. But they want £1,700 for 4 hours.
Well, I'll let you into a little secret. I'm there in October.
I've done investigations there, but I've gone there as a daily.
Yeah. I'm so excited to do it. We're not allowed to film it though or anything. So
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done also Christchurch Mansion in Ipswich. You go in there, you can hire the place, and I think it worked out 150 quid for security guards, obviously to make sure you don't damage anything or anything like that, which is fine.
Yeah.
You ask the staff, no, nothing paranormal ever been recorded here. Yeah, if you ask the security guards, they go, I hate being in this building, I shit my pants.
Yeah.
So,
exactly,
but a lot of, Ian's mentioned it a few weeks ago, a lot of places deliberately say, no, there's no haunting here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They don't want, for whatever reason, they don't want to advertise that fact.
Yeah.
They do not want the publicity from that side. It's strange because you think it would bring people in.
Exactly.
If only the curious.
Yeah. Well, there's the miniature museum in Leiston where I lived before. It's a glorified shed with a few old buses and things like that in there. And the bloke said, look, there's never ever been anything from like supposedly haunted happening here. And there was a team, I think that was from Manchester, I think it was. And they kept going, oh, we want to investigate it still. We want to investigate it. And he went, you know what? I'll stop them bugging me. I'll give them a really ridiculous price and they'll leave me alone. He went, right, 600 quid. They went, okay, we'll see you tomorrow then.
Wow. Did they get anything? Was it active? Do you know?
They claimed it was.
Right.
But the things they were saying, the guy knew about certain vehicles and not where they'd come from when they'd been made, because obviously he run the place.
Right.
And the things they were saying about it, they had no correlation to anything that had happened in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, again, you find that, don't you? As we've discussed in the past, you watch.
Someone's put you see that, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, I have got 120 quid riding on it. I couldn't care less about the RGs. Just win me the money.
I was saying to Emily just before we went live, yesterday and today, there's a lot of video footage around just before the end of the match, Messi starts whispering in the ref's ear, and after Argentina wins, the referee starts dancing and celebrating with them.
There's all sorts going on. There's all sorts been said. Infantino wants Argentina to win it. It's all conspiracy theories. Like I say, I couldn't care less so long as I get me 120 quid.
I'll have a quick check of the scores for you. Oh, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, it could be 1-0 at the end. I'm not bothered.
120 quid.
And down to 3 men aside. For all I care.
All right. So you saying it took about 20 years before you actually done anything. You had your incident with your mum and you didn't actually go out and start investigating for like 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Did you have anything in between that time, or was it just like a dead space?
Yeah, nothing apart from my own interest in it. My own interest, sort of looking at books, going to the library, and watching the lovely TV shows.
Don't know me very well.
That's it, really. You know, it's and until I went to a medium, and the medium said, you know you can do this. I was like, do what? And they said they think I could do mediumship. And I did start. That's how it all started. I did start going to circle, sitting in circle at the local spiritualist church. I sat for about 2 years, and I was enjoying what I was doing. I was always like that doubting medium, you know. But then with the said groups about earlier, I was shut down almost, because every time I said something, it's whatever, obviously making it up. So in the end, I was like, there's just no point in even doing this anymore. So
that's where you go as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Are you a medium then?
Well,
do you consider yourself a medium, or
no? I consider myself as sensitive.
Yeah.
I can feel if there's an energy present. I've just put shutters up, and I think if I was to sort of meditate and try and connect again, perhaps I could. But it's like after all the comments and everything, I was like, no, I'm just not doing it then, because then people can't say I'm making it up and I'm faking it, because I'm not doing it. So it's not a problem. But I can sort of sense if there's energy in the room, or if I go in a room and it's flat, I can sort of feel that. I will pick up on emotions, like
I'm
emotions
very much
really heavy.
Empathic.
Yeah, very empathic.
I can walk into a group and I know exactly before I go in there. What the mood is and everything. And I'm similar to you. I can walk into a place and tell you whether it's haunted or not.
Sometimes it's just flat.
I don't generally see spirit. I don't see ghosts.
No,
I have seen two. Like I said, I saw my grandma. Saw a friend's uncle. Reason I know he was a ghost. He was as solid as we are. I walked past him, let on to him, and as I got past him, everything stood up. And I looked back and he'd gone, but he was a mate's uncle, and I'd been an altar boy at his funeral a few weeks earlier.
Oh, wow.
Why he chose to be where he was and why he chose to let on to me. But it does make me wonder how many we do see that we don't recognise as, because they weren't solid.
No, that's it. I often wonder that when we're walking down the street in a busy town centre, how many of those people
they do say out of every 200 people you walk past in the street, at least one will be a spirit. I'm a big believer in that.
Because
they're not the floaty sort of ghosty things.
I was watching a programme a couple of weeks back on that, and that only came about during the Dickensian period. If you read the history, like I'm sure we have, with your ghost stories and everything, they all appear as solid bodies.
I saw something similar, and it said that most people, when they depict a ghost, it's like floating and it's got like a glow around it and all that. And that is from the early days of cinema when it was first being projected. Like
I said, that came through from Dickensian. That period started appearing because they were trying to describe. And that's where you get all the ectoplasm and all the rest of it. Which I've never seen ectoplasm in my life.
No.
When I was younger and I lived in Clacton, that arsehole of a father of mine, he would talk to spirits and things, and he called me into the bedroom one night. My mum was laying there watching him. He called me in, and he was actually manipulating ectoplasm. It almost looked like he had static electricity around his hands, and he was going like this. That is the one and only time I've seen it. Other than that, he went and done. He was doing a circle. It turns out he was screwing one of the people in the circle, but he went and done this circle and he'd done transfiguration. Now my father was like me. He was dark skinned. He had long balding hair, thick moustache, and his hair turned to a blondie colour, and he grew breasts just in this red light for a split second. And I must have been about 7 or 8 at the time. And I must admit, it scared the crap out of me saying that.
I bet.
It really did.
Yeah.
And then when I got to about 10, I was seeing a girl that I started dating a girl that was a couple of years older than me. We wanted to have a bit of private time. And my best mate at the time, I told him, I'm busy today. I can't come out. So because he thought I weren't coming out, he had a thing about World War II. And in Jaywick, there's a lot of the old pill-boxes along the beach. And by sheer chance, me and her had gone into one of them, and he came walking into the same one by sheer chance. We're standing there, and he started talking about the war and things. He's going, I wonder if there's any ghosts there. And that's how my first ever ghost investigation happened.
Wow.
So
awesome.
And just done it from there. So,
yeah, it's a lifestyle, isn't it? Once you start, whatever age you start investigating,
Yeah.
I think it just sticks with you and it becomes part of your life. It's not just a
I'd
hobby,
grown
is
up-
it?
I'd grown up
So
in a
what?
spiritual family anyway.
What, other than your grandma, what evidence have you collected that has really made you think, yes, there is an afterlife, there is something there, that it's not just static electricity, as Carl said, or whatever it is?
So one of the best pieces of evidence I got was an EVP, and that was from the Doll's House in Kent. And we've tried and tried and tried to debunk it. I've sent it to various debunkers. I've sent it to so many different people to try and say, can you have a look at it? Because how can we debunk? I don't know what else to do with it other than say it must be paranormal, spirit or other. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning. We were down the garden at the Doll's House in Kent. It's quite a long garden. You get down to the bottom of the garden, there's a shed called the cave, but it is just a shed. But apparently on the land, it was excavated some time ago, by the time team, and it was said to have been a Viking settlement there.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah, I think I've seen that episode.
Yeah. So we were there where this had happened. We were calling out, nothing was happening. It was quiet, felt flat. And I then remembered about the Viking link. So I've got like a Viking tattoo on my arm, on my wrist. So I sort of said, do you recognise this? Does this look familiar? Suddenly, all the equipment started. There was a REM pod and a Magnavet that we had. They were going off either side of the room. We thought it was quite interesting, and we then tried spirit board. Nothing came through on the spirit board at all. This was all live on my page. And we thought it was quite exciting because the equipment was going off, but nothing had happened on the spirit board. That's all fine. And then a couple of days later, one of the girls, there was 4 of us in the room together, and one of the girls had watched the live back, and she said, listen to this. Who was this? And there was only 4 of us. We weren't near any houses or any TVs or any radios. We weren't using apps. There was no other way. It was 4 o'clock in the morning as well. There was no one else around us. And you can hear this whisper. And it sounds like easy peasy nights come or something like that. It's a strange...
Is that
we don't know if it's Old Norse or something. Sorry?
Yeah. Is that the...
No. The Doll's House in Kent. It's just a 1970s terraced council house.
Right.
But
is that the one when they was excavating? They found the mosaic floor.
I don't know if they found a mosaic floor. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Dave Sage, who owns it, was telling us about a few years ago. The time team were there. Sort of on the area and everything. So I sort of used the information he gave me. But this EVP was really strange. But none of us heard it while we were investigating. It was only heard back when we rewatched the live.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like any of us. It's not whispered. It's said really quite loudly into the microphone, and none of us reacted to it. So none of us obviously heard it. If we'd have heard it, we would have been like, what did you say? Like, why are you speaking a funny language?
Yeah.
So we can't work out. And we know what our voices sound like, each of us. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so clear and so loud in the microphone. And we didn't react to it at all. And we've tried everything to try and find out how we can debunk it. So that to me is... So it sounded like Old Norse.
What was it said? You couldn't understand it because of it was in a different language.
It sounded like a different language, and it sounded like it could possibly be Old Norse or something like that.
Have you tried putting it through a translator?
Yeah, it won't recognise it at all.
So it's potentially a language that's no longer recognised.
Dead, yeah.
It just... We've tried playing it, recording it and putting it through Google Translate. We've tried like all sorts of different ways, and other people have tried different ways, and no one recognises it. But It's
That's
really,
brilliant.
it's really strange. I'll send it to you afterwards.
Yeah.
Rather than scroll from the
yeah.
page, I'll send it to you so you
Yeah.
can see what you think.
I might be, because I don't sleep much. I might actually be able to find somewhere that you can find a way to answer for you.
Yeah.
Always cracks me up when you get EVPs, but we're talking English to them, when they answer in English.
Yeah.
Is there a Google Translate on the far side? I've
Exactly.
seen investigations in Germany, in wherever.
Yeah.
And they always answer in English.
Yeah. Exactly.
Really?
I've often wondered that. Is language a barrier? Is when you are on the other side?
Yeah.
Is there a language? Is language a barrier? Is there no language? Is it more of a knowing and an understanding than a language?
Mm.
So,
well, if that's the case, like you said, why the EVP you got
exactly come back
in a
I've said to you about it before when I've done Clare Priory. In Clare, there's a priory that's still used with monks, and at the top of the hill, there's remnants of a Norman castle. It's literally about 1.5 walls left of it, and done EVP session up there with people about 20 years ago, must have been at least. And when the EVP came back, it was in French. Obviously, being Norman, it would have been French.
Yeah.
Well, I struggle with English, so I had no idea what it was saying.
Again, there's, like you said, with the one you got, Emily, if it's a dead language, I mean, Norman French would not be the French we speak today.
No,
it's like,
exactly.
Like English.
Yeah.
You get a Dickensian ghost, you get an Elizabethan ghost or whatever. They're not going to be speaking the same language.
No, not how we speak now.
No.
So after your visitation with your nan, and you never actually went onto the rostrum after doing the circles?
No.
So you said it took about 20 years before you started going out. What was your first investigation?
The first investigation was just a local museum to me. So I live out sort of in the Fenlands, so it's nice and flat. Lots of drains, Fenland drains, and everything. So it was at a local museum, and it was interesting. I'll be honest, I was quite scared because I didn't know, because the only sort of paranormal investigations I knew were like many people before they go out is Most Haunted. So you sort of, you watch it, don't you? Before you understand anything yourself.
Got an awful lot of people into this game.
It did, yeah. And of course, I was like, oh my god, I'm going on an investigation. I'm really scared, But then once I was there and once I'd had the experience, I was like, wow, actually, that's not scary at all, And I realised, and I was sort of understanding. I went out with that group a few times, and sort of learned like how to investigate properly, not how to investigate Most Haunted style. And I just found it so interesting, and then I wanted to go out more, but I didn't want to go out with big groups.
The trouble is all these TV programs are clearly faked, and they even said it's for entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
which cracks me up with people saying, no, this one's the best. They really are. Yeah, as we've discussed in the past, they've got to fill an hour's show.
As I've said before, you've got to give Most Haunted credit, because
absolutely,
even though it's fake, before Most Haunted, if you said to someone, "Oh, I've seen a ghost," they'd be like, "Okay, get the men in white coats."
Exactly.
They made it more acceptable to be able to say, "I believe in life after death." And this is my opinion on it. And nowadays,
I think the TV programs kind of do have a place. They're not what we do, but they do have a place. They are entertaining, and as long as they make people aware and people understand that they are entertainment programs, then they're great. They're great to watch. They're interesting and fun and whatever, but they're not paranormal investigations.
No,
See,
and that's it. You do wonder sometimes. You get these people, like I said, it's oh no, such and such. He really does it, and Bilbo being one of them, Mr. Baggins.
Oh.
Yeah.
He went from it was an entertaining program to everything being demons.
Yeah. Everything's a demon.
I've met some horrible spirits.
Yeah.
But I've never yet met a demon.
No, me neither.
But he meets them every week.
Yeah. They're all there. That's why we've not met any. They're all there.
We're all chasing him.
Yeah.
When you're saying that you don't class yourself as a medium, you class yourself as sensitive.
Yeah.
Now, when sometimes I can be watching a live, like one of your lives or whoever's lives, or I can walk into a building and I just suddenly sometimes know things.
Yeah.
And it just seems to feel right.
Mm.
I have seen solid spirits a few times over the years. But generally when I see a spirit, it's almost like the haze when it comes off of hot tarmac. Like when you drive down the road and you see like the hot haze come off the road. And I've seen that. When you see spirit, do you see them as like a solid person? How does the spirit come to you?
So the only solid spirit I'm aware that I've seen is my grandmother. Like we said earlier, whether or not I've seen others that I'm not aware of, don't know. But yeah, my grandmother is the only solid spirit I'm aware of seeing. And I see sort of like shadow spirits rather than a mist. It's more of a shadow. And I don't see them often. You know, sort of. I wouldn't say, I see them all the time. On a few occasions, I've seen a shadow. One place was Elmwood, up in Stockton-on-Tees. We saw a shadow there. There was only 5 of us investigating. We were all in one room, and there was a corridor with a window that sort of reflected through to this other room. And we saw the shadow of a person, the silhouette almost shadow.
Yeah.
And then the hand went up in the air and then went down and then it went. And all of us tried to work out how that was possible because the way where the window is, it was like within a courtyard, if that makes sense. So there was no one from outside could have been in.
Could have been in here.
Yeah. And we were all there. So we tried moving ourselves around the room to see if it could have made a reflection. But this reflection or this shape, this shadow was really, really quite tall. So we were all standing in different places to try and sort of replicate it. So that was a good time. But we've seen, I've seen a sort of more shadows than definitely than solid.
Do you see them face on, or is it movement at the corner of your eye?
More so movement. More so than sort of face on seeing a shadow. More so movement, which then obviously makes me think, was it? I then my mind starts working. Or was there a window? Is there a mirror? Is there a glass door somewhere?
You start trying to second guess yourself, which
in
our line of work, our line of pleasure, he's good.
I don't know about
me
personally. I've always told the reason you see them in your peripheral vision is because you get a different spectrum into the corner of your eye than you do in the main eye. I don't know how true that is or not, but that's what I was personally always told. I do from time to time. When I'm here, I've said to Ian and that since I've been here, I've had next to nothing. Where I was in Leiston, the flat that I was in was only about 25, 30 years old. But back in the early 1800s, it had been a workhouse. Wow. And I lay in bed and I'd have, at the time, because of because I suffer anxiety and depression, I always had the door shut. Yeah. And I'd hear the kids running up and down the hallway, laughing and giggling. And the site that I was on, there was actually no children on that site. It's all for people with mental health conditions. Right. There's no children on there. And so I used to find that weird. And would regularly get EVPs of it. And I got friendly with the neighbours next door, a young couple that were interested in ghost hunting. And we would start going a few places. and was talking once. I went to go to the toilet, and we had a Audacity running, recording. While I was in the toilet, Gavin, he said, if you when you used to make hats and things like that, what did you used to use? And we didn't check it for a couple of days because I think they went off to get something to eat and do whatever they was doing. Yeah. And when I took it back, I heard him ask a question about the hats, and we had an EVP come through saying Mercury.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, because that's obviously where the saying "mad as a hat" comes from.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And,
wow. That's pretty awesome.
Mystic John Paranormal said he agrees with that. So, right. Any more questions?
Yeah. And have you had the opportunity? Where would you love to actually investigate?
My dream place to investigate anywhere in the world is Hampton Court Palace.
Oh,
I just absolutely love that place. Like, I go there sort of 2 or 3 times a year. I'm going there again, actually, not this Monday. No, I'm not. I'm going on the 10th of August, I think it is. I'm going back. And I just love it. I can just walk around there, and I just, mostly in like the Henry VIII's kitchens in that area, the Tudor side, more so, than the other side of it. The Georgian side's okay, but the Tudor side is the best.
Yeah.
And I'll just stand there and just stand there, close my eyes. People must think I'm mad, but I'll just go in there and I'll just find somewhere to sit and just absorb all the energy and everything. I just love it there, and that would be my dream, to do an investigation in there.
One of the
have you had anything come through while you've been there?
I sort of get, when I say I hear things, I don't hear things sort of outside. When you get things in your head.
Yeah.
You hear things in your head rather than outside. I hear things, but then it's that doubting thing again. I think to myself, I know it's a kitchen, so I'm hearing things like people shouting and like they're cooking and things. Is that my thoughts? Because I know that's how it would be, or am I hearing like residual energy?
Conversations between.
Yeah. But I'm such a doubter in that respect, and I'm thinking, is it me? Is it me?
We've had a comment here. Mystic John left a camera in a graveyard and it turned off. It was so hot I couldn't pick it up. Even had equipment go oddly wrong. Yeah, that can happen. Yeah. What are your thoughts? I know I've seen you use them, the REM pod. So now, I used to be. I've always been right. Can I find a logical explanation? If I can't, then it's spirit. But then when I had, it was only a mild heart attack. But when I had my heart attack, and I thought, shit, I've got 3 young kids that are all autistic. My ex-wife really struggles to look after them because of how much of a handful they are. Yeah. What's she going to do if I die? And I was laying there in the hospital bed to the point that the doctor said, "Oh, you could be in here up to 10 days." And I just went, I'm not doing that. And I just got up and left.
Wow.
But that really gave me a sense of my own mortality.
Yeah.
So now I'm a lot more skeptical. Now, things like REM pods, yes, they're good. Something comes within the field, it will go off. What a lot of people automatically, I haven't seen you lot do it, but I've seen others do it. They'll go, the REM pod's going off, so there's definitely a spirit there. But what people don't realise, REM pods will actually react to the atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
So if it's like 23 degrees in the room and it drops to 22, that could potentially get the REM pod off.
Yeah.
With equipment like the REM pod, and I've had personal experiences with the K2 when I've done.
I don't use K2s.
No, because I've seen so many people that'll be holding their phone like that, filming and going.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The K2's going off. It's got to be spirit.
Yeah.
Because I'm always live.
I'll just sit it next to this lamp. Your K2's going off. Yeah, of course it is.
Now, and as I've said to him before, when I've done Potsford Gibbet, there's a spirit of a little girl there. She's about 6 or 7 years old. She'd had the worst thing you can imagine done to a child, and then she was murdered afterwards.
Oh,
but when she's there, she loves interacting with people that go down there investigating. You'll hear her dancing, you'll hear her dress switching around.
That's lovely.
Now, we had a K2 down there, and it was going nuts. I walked up the hill slightly while my former teammate was down there asking the questions, because I thought filmed from a different angle.
Yeah.
And I was watching the K2. He's going, oh, she's going nuts. She's really touching it and all that.
Yeah.
And I had my phone like that. I had my phone, but I was filming on, and I went like that so I could see over the top of him at the K2.
Yeah.
And I changed angle when I had my phone further down, and I noticed wherever I moved my phone, this was from 25 feet away. Wherever I moved my phone would change the angle.
Yeah.
On whatever light was on the K2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they say allegedly that a K2 won't react to a phone over 55 inches.
Supposedly, yeah. Even
like I say, it depends on the atmosphere and everything.
Yeah.
In relation to John's question, my own experience of equipment not working, again, his cameras.
Yeah.
I know, I can't see him, but I know there's definitely spirit or something in an area. I'll go to take a photo, my camera won't take it.
Yeah.
It stops. I'll take 3 foot to the side, click. Turn it back, nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Usually I've got my phone, I've got a little cool pics photo. I've also got the SLR, digital SLR, that I usually take. And none of the three will take photos of the area I know there's spirit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could take it all around it.
Yeah, but just not directly
but
there.
It just won't take it where I believe there's spirit. And it's as frustrating as hell because cameras will pick up what we can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
take the photos.
Growing up, I was always told it's best to take photos in black and white to try and capture an image of a spirit. How true that is, I don't know, but I was always told use black and white. So
again, I believe spirit is energy. We all give off energy, which is why some people can read auras. We all give off vibes. We all give off colours. Animals can see what we can't. They can see in different colour spectrums.
Yeah.
Which is why some of the cameras that you can get now that take photos in different spectrums will probably show more than a photo, which is why I think cameras capture more than we do with our own eyes.
Yeah.
Because we're not seeing what's in front of us.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So, I do think there's a lot of that. Whether black and white is a good medium or not, I don't know. It's certainly more.
I have tried it in the past a couple of times, but to be honest, I don't find it any different to colour, to be honest.
It can be more moody. It can set an effect.
Yeah. It can set an effect, but I find to a degree as well, because you're not getting all the different colours as well, an area that's darker that you may depict as being a spirit of someone standing there. In colour, it wouldn't be there. Be there. You're saying you've only been doing it about 4 years. Have you had any incidents that you would say, oh shit, that scared the crap out of me?
Yeah, just one. The only one time I've ever been scared, it must have been 2 years ago now. Must have been about 2 years ago. And it was a place quite local to me. It was an old RAF satellite and radar station for RAF War Boys. It's no longer there. It was demolished about 5 months ago.
Yeah,
which is really sad. It was quite a small building. It wasn't a large building at all. So it was one large room, and then there was sort of 2 or 3 smaller rooms coming off of it. I imagine it would have been manned by one single man, with all the sort of the communications in another room, you know. Maybe a couple of men there, but there is. It's one of those buildings where you think, why would it be haunted? You know, it was just a communication centre with a man or two working in there. So it wasn't a hospital. It wasn't anything. Do you know what I mean? It was nothing really. But I went there. I've been there quite a few times before this happened, and it was always active. Something was always happening that we tried to debunk but couldn't find a reason for. So we put down to paranormal. But there was this one time when I went there with my daughter. There was just me and her there. I was doing a live stream, and we felt quite comfortable. Everything was fine. We were calling out. We had a few noises, but again, it's quite rural, so possibly foxes, deer, that sort of thing. But all of a sudden, the whole atmosphere changed. It changed to the point where both myself and my daughter noticed it, and we looked at each other at the same time, and we both went, "It feels weird," both together at the same time, and it just felt really, really off. And then people on the live started commenting, which probably fueled our fear, to be honest, saying, like some mediums were watching or sensitives were watching, saying, "Oh, it doesn't feel right." And then we heard this chain rattling, and we were like, "Oh my God." And then I think I was more scared that there was another human, because it was only me and my daughter there.
Yeah,
there was sort of no one else.
They're the ones you got to be.
I was
scared.
like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what scared me.
You got more fear than you have the dead. So.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that's what freaked me out more than anything. So we literally just scooped the kit up, chucked it in my bag, and we just went. But that's the only time I've ever been scared.
Have you had any incidents where a spirit's actually physically hit you or anything? No.
Only once. Only once have I ever been sort of. I've had gentle touches.
Yeah.
But the only time I've ever been sort of pushed, touched hard, or anything, I've never been scratched. That was at Hinchinbrook House in Huntingdon. I was in the library area, and I was feeling quite angry. So I was feeling this real anger. I don't know if you know the medium Gary Fields. Do you know Gary Fields? No. So he was there.
The name.
You've heard, yeah. He was there with me, with us. There was a group of us there. And I was feeling this anger, and people were saying, "You need to come back up this end of the room, just step away from it, you know, because you're obviously feeling it." I was like, "No, I'm fine," because I like to take it to the limits. And I felt sort of getting real quite angry. I wasn't getting angry, I was feeling the anger. And then I thought to myself, "No, I'm going to step back away the other end of this big library." And as I started to walk away, I had this immense shove in my back, to the point it actually pushed me onto the floor. And it hurt as well, actually. But there was no one else up that end. No one could have pushed me. I didn't trip. It wasn't, it was a different, I knew I'd been pushed. I felt the push in my back.
Yeah.
That is the only time anything like that has happened. So
a few years back, I'd done with my former teammate. I can't remember if it's called Santon or Stanton Church. I don't know if you know him, Eddie Mallet.
No.
Eddie Mallet, he's pretty well known in the field. We'd done that, and we actually managed to catch it on camera of me actually being pushed by a spirit.
Wow.
So I'll send you.
It's weird, isn't it?
If I still got it. When I've done Cove Hive though, with Gavin and Bron, Gavin is autistic, and the way his comes out, he doesn't show emotion. He's can't understand certain things. So like when he's like his nan passed away, he didn't cry because the way his brain happened to work, he don't understand it like that.
Yeah.
And he actually stood there and he cried. Something had gone and touched him, and he cried his eyes out for a few seconds.
Oh, wow.
A little while after, his wife, Bronwyn, she had her arms pinned against a wall. We were standing there. We had stones thrown at us. and I sensed there was a monk there, and he'd worked out the church was the one that gets all the money, so he became a monk, and it was one for you, two for me, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And he did not like the fact I was
politician.
there. Yeah. And as we was getting ready to leave, he actually punched me in the kidneys.
Wow.
That freaked me out.
Yeah. It is scary, isn't it?
We did go back a couple of days later to see if we could get anything else. I'll tell you what I'll do. If I get a picture up, you'll be able. I think you'd love Cove. It's an absolutely stunning building. Let me quickly get it up. It'd help if I had my glasses on. I'd be able to see what I'm doing. But Cove Church, there we go. If I bring up an image of Cove Church, there we go. I should have thought about Cove beforehand, but never mind. Right, I'll show you it. It's an absolutely stunning building. Desktop. That should be the one. Yep. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely stunning. The inside little church is 15th century. The outside church is 14th century.
Wow,
we was on the inside there when got punched. Now, just to the left of that image, you can see like where the bushes along the back there. There's like a stone wall like you see up in Yorkshire. We parked there and we was going to go in, and it must have been about 20 past 11 at night. We went there. Now, this wall along here where these windows are, they're a good 6 or 7 feet in the air. And we sat in the car, we was having a cigarette, talking about what we was going to do there. And we literally, from left to right, we saw candlelight go across them windows.
Wow. That is stunning.
It is a beautiful building. It is a very beautiful building. That's one of the saddest things we had there. There was a young boy that had been sent up there during the war to get away from London. The people he was with had given him a dog. The dog ran off. He ran into the marshes and he died.
Oh.
We got that.
Yeah, not good.
Which weren't very nice. But the monk that was there, he doesn't like people that can see him or feel him.
Yeah. Right.
He makes it known he doesn't like it. But there, I think you'd love it there. Have you ever done Dunwich?
No.
You've never done Dunwich either?
No.
Done it multiple times. We've had audible EVPs there. We've seen things. I was actually on one of my lives. Sorry, I got flying in my camera. We actually was doing one of our lives, and me and my former teammate actually saw. He doesn't see spirit at all, you know, but he actually saw the spirit walking as well.
Wow!
So,
there's so many places I need to do.
You got any more questions?
I know.
You know yourself. If you are, like you said, you're sensitive. I can walk into a place and know it's the spirit there.
Yeah.
When I first started going out with my ex-wife, I was getting to know her family and that, and her aunt and uncle took us. They lived over in Blackpool. They took us out for a meal to a pub in the countryside. And we were sat having a meal, and they kept watching me. And I just assumed it was seeing whether I was enjoying it and keeping. And excuse me, I'm going to need to go to the loo. The loos were upstairs, real nice place. And as I got up the stairs, I knew there was something.
Yeah.
And never saw anything, but I got the feeling that the spirit was female and something bad had happened to her. She'd been murdered or something like that. And I went back downstairs after I washed my hands and gone downstairs, and I sat there and I said, "Is this building haunted?" And they looked at me and said, "Why?" And I explained what I'd felt.
Yeah.
And they said, we wondered whether you'd pick up on it because Liz, my ex, had said you're into all that. And what did you feel? I said, well, something happened upstairs at the top of the stairs. And that's when it came out that this young maid had been murdered up there. She'd been stabbed to death.
Oh, my God.
But I didn't say any of that. I just got...
Yeah, it's that knowing, isn't it? Yeah.
Like you say, it's weird to try and explain to someone how you know what.
Yeah,
you just know.
You just know, don't you? You just it's just there, and you just know. Yeah.
And it was like, but I can do that. Place I moved into when I first got divorced, little terraced house. I didn't like it. The atmosphere, I always got the impression I was being watched. Didn't like the back bedroom. Nothing nasty. Just sad and my daughter was 2 or 3, something like that, jumping up and down on my bed. And she kept looking at my bedroom door and saying, he's not here. And I said, who are you talking to, sweet? She's the little old man. He's asking for someone. He's not here.
Yeah.
And I asked my landlady, I said, I'm not being funny. I said, has anyone ever died in the house? And she asked me why. And I said, I've never felt comfortable in the back bedroom. And I explained about my daughter. And she says, my husband died of dementia in the back bedroom.
Oh.
I said, did he die asking questions or anything? She said he was asking for my son. My son was in Scotland at the time and he was on his way down.
Yeah.
And that's what my daughter picked up on.
Yeah.
Him asking for... He was stood in the doorway, which is why I always felt I was being watched.
Yeah, right.
And her son, when my lease was up, her son was moving back down. He was going to live in the house. And I said, well, at least your husband will find some peace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I say, it wasn't a nasty feeling. I just didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't pick up on him.
Ooh.
I just knew he was there, but I couldn't pick up who he was.
Yeah, you could just feel that sense that he was there.
There we go. That's Dunwich.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I need to go there.
It's
probably there's not enough weeks in the year. It's just
no.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Work gets in the way.
I remember, because I grew up in a spiritualist family, I'd read ghost books from the library and things, because this is the day way before computers. And I remember reading about Dunwich because they call it the British Atlantis. Because like a mile of the land got swept into the sea. And supposedly you can hear the bells on certain days and things. Now, where the taller wall is there, we were standing where the little arches, we was just inside there. The camera was set up. Yeah. And where that long wall is, we actually saw somebody walking along this wall towards like the front of the screen towards us.
Yeah.
And I said, my former teammate, he didn't have any psychic abilities at all. And he clearly saw it and was doing a live at the time, so which was quite interesting. And because, as I've said before, I like my astrophotography.
Yeah.
On a clear night there, it is absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, I bet.
It is absolutely amazing there. So, you was with that one, went with that one team for 3 or 4 trip visits.
Yeah.
When did you actually start your own team?
So I think, I started the page up while I was still with the second group I worked with. So I started sort of, because what I was doing was going out with them, and then I was posting on my personal Facebook page. Yeah. And not everyone is interested, so some of my friends were like, oh, will you stop posting that rubbish? And and I was like, you know what, I'll start up another page, which is why I called it Emily Paranormal, because I wasn't starting a group to go and to put out there to be anything. Do you know what I mean? It was just my page for my experiences for my friends, and then it kind of just went from there. If I was going to start a page up to do what I was actually going to do, I probably would have thought of a better name. But it is what it is now. So I left that group, so that would be now 2 years ago. So yeah, I would say about 2 years. My page has been going longer than 2 years, but I would say it would be about 2 years, 2.5 years maybe, that I've been. I book investigations, I book the places, and then I invite who I want, which is usually my girls or other people. I invite them, and we go together. So yeah, I'm doing my first public event in August. So I don't want to do like lots of big public events, but I like to sort of, I love like introducing people to the world of the paranormal. So I like to do little introductions. I do some talks locally, because people go, "Oh, is it not scary?" You know. So I'm like, "Well, come on, and we'll do a talk at the local pub."
It's still nil-nil, by the way, Ian. Still nil-nil, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, you're saying.
Yeah, just sort of introduce them to it, tell them it's not scary. This is the kit we use, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm doing the odd public event. What
kit do you actually take? REM pod, obviously.
Yeah, I've got lots of kit because I find different places. I'll take different things. So if it's a new place, I'll take sort of everything with me and see what I think is going to work. If it's a place I've been before, I might think, well, I'm not going to use that there because it doesn't work, or it hasn't worked. But I quite like the SkyTech kit from Andy Guy. So I've got lots of his pieces of equipment. I find they're all useful. All equipment I find useful in its own way. Like we've said before, if a device goes off, I don't sort of think, oh, spirit's touching it. You know, I'll want a few times, like I use an EnviroBell from Andy Guy at SkyTech.
Yeah.
I like the EnviroBell. If it rings once, it rings once. There's nothing. Don't think anything of it really. You know, you might think, oh, have we got something? Let's see. But when you start asking questions and you start saying, can you use the bell to let us know? And you're asking questions and it's going off like instantly each time, multiple times. That's when I start to think, not it is a ghost, but okay,
there's a good chance it's
there's a good chance something is intelligent. Yeah.
As Ian said before, though, because something's unexplained, it doesn't mean there isn't an explanation. It just means that you don't have the explanation.
You can't find it at that moment.
Yeah, that's the difference between the likes of us and some of the others that I've seen, and everything's paranormal.
Yeah.
All the lights come on. Yeah, that's because your mate in the corner has just turned the light on.
Exactly. Yeah. If a door opens, it's like, is the door on a tilt? Is there a breeze? Is there, what?
Yeah.
Is there a loose floorboard that you stand on that could cause the door?
Yeah. Is there one piece of kit that you feel you must take with you, other than yourself?
Other than myself, yeah. I really like the Magnavox from SkyTech.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one that do you know? Have you used the Magnavox? Do you know?
I don't tend to use it. Like I said, the only equipment I tend to use is a voice recorder and cameras, and myself. Obviously, I don't usually use tech.
Okay. So the Magnavox will detect a change in the magnetic polarity. So like if there's a change in the north or south polarity. Yeah. And it's the reason I think I love that device so much is that one, it's not affected by mobile phones. So you can put your mobile phone close to it, use your whatever, it won't go off. Yeah. The only way you can make it go off, so the only way to test it yourself, if you want to test to see if it's working, is if you get a strong magnet, a really strong magnet, it's got to be quite strong, and if you put it beside it, and as you go, if you sort of put the magnet sort of 4 foot away from it, and it'll alarm to say that something's change the magnetic field, it will then reset itself. So if you take the magnet away, but then put the magnet back, but further away, it won't go off again. It will only go, because it resets itself. It will only go off if it gets closer and closer again. So, if someone gets to 1 foot away,
so
but then it moves.
You can set a boundary around it.
Yeah. And I really like that. So walkie-talkies won't set it off when they're being used. Phones won't set it off. To be honest, it rarely goes off, which is good.
Yeah, like I say, you don't want it going off every 2 minutes.
No.
Something that goes off more rare is probably better, because it's like, well, it don't generally go off, so there's got to be a reason.
Exactly,
So, the trouble is, I find with a lot of the equipment, they're just so overpriced.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very expensive,
It's like... it is a very well-known paranormal investigator. He wanted to be one of the most loved investigators in the world, didn't get anywhere, so he said, I'm going to be the most hated one in the world. Now, he buys a certain... I've got to be careful the way I use my words here. He uses a certain brand of recorder. He cuts literally just the white wire. He pays $27 for this rate. And all he does is cut one simple wire.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he is very well known, and he's been debunked multiple times.
Yeah.
The more hate he gets, there's even web pages out there debunking him and saying about how much they hate him, how much of a fraud he is.
The old adage,
made him rich.
Even bad news is good.
Yeah.
People are talking about you. It's getting you known, and as we know, you've only got to look at the world today. If you say it long enough and hard enough, people will start believing it.
Yeah.
So, they're only saying it because he must be jealous.
Yeah.
It must be good stuff if people and people still buy it.
I did build an EM pump a few years ago, and that worked quite well.
Oh wow!
So, and that was really simple. It was I think it was a motor out of a Xbox One controller, couple of little wires, and one of them little square batteries.
Wicked.
Yeah.
I can't do stuff like that. I quite like using tech, but I don't like, as long as there's an on and off button, I'm good. That's far as it goes.
Like I say, I will happily use tech if someone else brings it.
Yeah.
But I don't own tech myself. Like I say, it's too easy to debunk. It's too easy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on things like the ghost box and these like spirit talk apps?
So certain apps, apps like the Spirit Talk of that, they are used sometimes in my investigations, because sometimes I will use them, but the girls also like to use them. I don't believe them, if that makes sense. I find you get a lot of things come through and you think, oh, it's really weird. But when we've had that before, like trying to think, we've had some weird like old torture devices come through on Spirit Talker, and you're like, why is that coming through? And you think, oh yeah, we had that like 2 months ago, because it's just a word bank, isn't it, bringing things through?
That's the problem I find with them.
Yeah,
it's just that we've discussed it in the past. They have a bank of 2,000 words that are related to the paranormal.
Yeah,
it's only when
they cycle through, don't they?
When you start asking questions and the answers start becoming pertinent. It's not just a random answer that's been brought up.
Yeah,
it actually starts replying to you that are pertinent to what you know.
Yeah, I do find you've got to try not to be led by apps.
Yes.
So something will come through, cold. Oh, you're cold, are you? Why are you cold? Car. Oh, you're in the car. Oh, and you sort of start telling a story from the words that are coming through the app.
That's what cracks me up when you watch programs. When they get an EVP and all you
Yeah.
hear is, "Sss." Oh, yeah, definitely, and they'll tell you what it said.
Yeah, and then
And
that puts that in
automatically
your mind.
your brain starts thinking, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You get what is it, auditory pareidolia?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Definitely. Yeah.
what ones have you've got? One coming up? Oh, you had one yesterday, I think it was, wasn't it? You went on one.
I was out last night and Friday night, both abandoned locations. So there was the abandoned RAF Upward Air Base, which is a local one to me. I've been going there for years, but it's going very soon. So half of it's been knocked down and built on, the other half going very soon. And last night I was at Rawsby Asylum in Sleaford, and that is one amazing place.
Yeah,
it's awesome there. Yeah,
just a place or for spirit activity.
Both. Because when I go to places, I obviously I'm interested in the investigating and the spirits and everything. That's sort of what I'm going for. But I love and appreciate buildings, architecture, and all of that. So, to be honest, some of the places that we have the privilege of going when they're quiet, like museums and buildings, when there's no public there. If I get nothing at all night, I don't care because I'm in this amazing building.
Yeah.
Like on my own or with a very small group of people when there's usually quite a lot of people there, and I can look round and appreciate everything in this building. So that's, I love that bit of it.
See, that's what I like about it. So I've got an interest in the history. Like, I love going around castles and things. And we did kind of mention this in one of our other live streams. We showed some of the castles that we was doing.
I love castles.
Yes.
Now, when you go to like an old castle, like say for instance, like Covey, for instance, it's a 14th and 15th century building. Monks were there. Everyone's seen TV programs or documentaries of the sort of things that happened back there. When you stand in there as a sensitive, and you're going, well, I can imagine this, but there's somebody over here on the left that was planting this and doing that and this, that, and the other. How much of it is, I don't know how to word it. How much of it is
absorb
knowledge before?
Absorb knowledge.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about when I Hampton Court Palace. I'm sort of standing there and I'm just hearing people in the kitchen busy shouting, and I'm thinking, like you say, is that absorbed knowledge? Because I know it was a kitchen. It would have been busy. It would have been loud. There would have been people shouting, getting everything ready. So is that sort of absorbed knowledge? Is that what I think it will be like? Is that a residual energy I'm hearing?
How much research do you do before? You obviously you revisit places over a regular period, but how much research? If you're going somewhere new, how much research would you do beforehand?
Somewhere new, not a lot at all. But nothing about haunted history because I'm not interested sort of in. I want to find out what's there. I don't want to know what other people have found there. So the haunted history, nothing at all. Sometimes I will look into the light history of somewhere because then I feel that I can then ask some questions that are relevant to the building.
Yeah.
So if you're going into this big manor house and it was a house for years, but at one point it was a school, so there would have been a lot of children or a hospital. And if you've got a little bit of history, that you can call out and ask some questions that are relevant to that.
Questions, yeah.
So a little bit of history.
To a degree, then that goes to like you're saying about you could go to a school, you can go, God, I've got a sense there's a lot of children around here. Well, it was a school. So
Exactly.
Before my heart attack, I would have just gone into a place and gone, I thought it was kids in here. Then I'll go, well, it was obviously a school, so there would have been kids here. I'll try and balance out the two. But since I thought, wow, it's only a mild heart attack, they said it's not a case of if you have another one, it's a case of when you have another one. And I thought, my kid's there. I don't know why, but it shut down completely. Right. And I tend to lean more into the skeptical now.
Yeah.
It kind of upsets me because I used to love talking to my spirit guide and things.
Yeah.
And now, but yeah, I find
sometimes the shutters come up, don't they? Like they have for you because of your situation.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I was sort of doing the communication and stuff, but then my shutters sort of came up, and it's different for me now as well. I think sometimes in life it happens.
I used to go out regularly, almost daily, going to like graveyards and places that I knew I could get into for free without trespassing or anything.
Yeah.
And then after my son Dayton died, he was stillborn. I just went, that's it. I'm not going to do it. I went 10 years and I did not communicate with spirit at all.
Yeah.
I completely locked myself down.
Yeah.
And it's one thing after another that kept coming in. And that's when I started getting back into it again. But like I said, after the heart attack and the mortality, is like, have I spent 43 years of my life and it's all cobblers?
Yeah.
You know? Right. And I think because of the way my mind works, where I try to think, right, this is spiritual, that's possibly the real reason for it.
Yeah.
My brain says, is it inherent within the human mind to fear, even though consciously and subconsciously you don't fear death, but is inherent the fact that you do actually fear death and what's going to happen after it.
Yeah.
Well, there's always that question, isn't there? Especially other cultures talk about death.
Yeah.
It's not something British people do.
No.
It's a taboo subject. We don't talk about what we're going to do, what happens or anything. It's bred into us not to. So, there is that fear, which in some ways fascinates me, which is, well, if there's spirit, if there's ghosts, there's different types of ghosts, obviously. There's stone tape theory and but if you're getting an interactive ghost who's responding to you, if heaven exists in all this, or we move on to a different plane, or why are they still here?
Yeah.
Why aren't we seeing everyone who's ever died?
Yeah.
That side of it fascinates me as much as
they're on that in-between bit, aren't they? And so the ones that never come through, are they somewhere else? Are they in heaven? You know,
have they moved on to an next plane? Have they moved into heaven? Have they? Like my dad. My dad's never come back.
Yeah.
When my dad died, he's not. But I do feel his presence when I'm investigating.
Yeah.
I feel my dad is my shield.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever met or been informed about your spirit guide?
Yes. So I believe from sitting in circle, I always kept my whole life I've been fascinated with Native Americans. And I know a lot of spirit guides seem to be Native American, but I had no idea that who my spirit guide was until I started sitting in circle. And then I kept seeing a Native American. It was like I'd shut my eyes and then I would see it'd be like a little tiny postage stamp with this face. And it was always just his face. And I saw it and I kept seeing it. And it was sort of that creased sort of, you know, them really old weathered faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was my spirit guide. I kept seeing him. And then when I was at circle, when we'd meditated, I said, I saw this Native American again, you know. And then the lady in charge of the circle, she said to me that she believed it to be my spirit guide. She could see him. He was there with me and his name was Dolknife. So I'd never been told his name. He never told me his name. That's sort of what the information that I was given from her. But I get a strange feeling. I used to get this feeling when I was at circle when he was there. And that feeling I get sometimes, often now. So I take that as the feeling that he's there. It's a feeling I can't describe. It's like a static in my body. It's quite hard to explain, and it doesn't happen any other time other than when I can sort of sense he's there. And he's not there often, but if it seems to be if I'm going for a bit of a bad time or something, I'll get this feeling, and it will just make me think, oh, he's there, and I can feel him there.
Yeah.
So you was,
I think mine's called Bernard.
But the same name as my cockerel.
It's weird.
A good name.
I don't know. I used to know a Bernard at school, but he was someone I knew at school.
Yeah.
Never had any interactions with him or anything like that. There was a guy on the milk round who was called, I used to help on, who was called Bernard, but again, other than delivering his milk and occasionally collecting his money, I never had any dealings with.
Right.
But
I had a medium tell me you had 3.
I've had several been with groups like you. I'm not going to pay thousands of pounds to go and hire a place. If I'm going to do that, I will go with a group.
Yeah.
40, 50 quid. But at least 3-4 times when I've done that, I've had mediums in the group turn around and look at me and say, who's Bernard?
Right. Yeah.
And I've not, and the only thing I can think of, like I say, I always get when I'm investigating, I always get the impression my dad's there with me. Yeah. And my dad is my shield. And I've said this before to our team. Mum and dad used to get a Christmas card every year. They had no idea who it was from. But it was always to Bernard and Eileen.
Oh.
My dad's name was Jeff.
Oh, strange.
And it was, my dad would get he's Bernard. Every year.
That's weird.
For 10, 15 years or more. No idea who it came from to Bernard and Eileen.
That's
and I wonder if it's my dad saying, I'm here.
Yeah. Because it would be relevant to you, wouldn't it?
But like I say, I'd walk into a room when we were doing an investigation and someone would come up to me and say, who's Bernard? I've no idea. Well, you've got a Bernard around you.
Yeah. So it's almost like a bit of a joke.
Almost
from
my dad
saying,
taking the rip out of me. Because he only ever had one that he knew of. One experience. And that was when he was out in Hong Kong. And he said he was doing sentry duty. He was out in the middle of a field. He could see for miles. But he knew someone was watching him. And he knew someone was close to him. And he said it's the only experience he's ever had that he could put down to being paranormal. And he used to take the mick out of me sometimes about it. Never nastily. He never... Yeah. But he's, have you seen the spirit? And when it's, like I say, it just makes me wonder if it's my dad taking a mick.
Yeah, he's having a laugh.
I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
So... But I talk to my dad every day. Yeah. He's never answered me yet. But if anything ever goes missing, I always ask, what have I done with it? Where have I put it? And usually guarantee I'll find it with him.
Yeah. Sorry, this little monkey just scared the living crap out of me when Ian was talking there. I was sitting here intently listening to what Ian was saying, and she went up in front of her light, so her shadow suddenly...
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Your spirit guide is hissing Sid.
My guides, I don't really know that much about them. One of them is a dwarf from medieval times.
Oh wow!
And he was a jester. The other one, I can't ever pronounce this. Is it peridot? Them clowns with white faces. With
the white clowns, the sad sort of clowns. Yeah,
it was one of those. and the other one I was told is a female warrior type. And
Wow.
when the medium asked a question, she got not aggressive, but it's like basically it's none of your business who I am, sort of thing towards her. So I never did. And then, but because I used to, after Dayton died, I went to Spiritualist church a lot in the hopes.
Mm.
And then when I was sat there, and I've said to Ian and the others before, when you get a medium go up to somebody that's clearly in their 80s or 90s and go, I've got a funny feeling your mum and dad are in spirit. And they go, oh, yes, they are.
Yeah.
Of going
Doris Stokes. I'm getting a J. It's a J. I think it's Jonathan.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Of course it is.
Yeah.
There is times. There was one time. It was when I first. When was it? 2006. I first moved into Ipswich. I went to a spiritualist church. And the medium come up to me and he goes, "You've had a son that died." He said this, that, and the other. Now my son that died, with me and my ex-wife of the time, we happened to be sitting down watching. What was it? Dirty Sanchez, the movie.
Mm.
Yeah.
And she's going, Dayton, is that his first name? Was that his second name? I went, oh, his name's Lee Dayton. And she went, oh, I really like that name, Dayton. So that's what we was going to call him. Mm. And nobody at the time, I was in a church, nobody had known me. I'd never been there. And the medium actually said his name.
Oh, wow.
And then that was like, because Dayton's not a name that you
No, that's quite unusual.
It's
maybe in America, but in England, that's not the sort of name you'd really hear. And the daughter that I'd lost the year before, we'd gone to get the 20-week scan and found out it was a girl. Now, in my family, there's only been 3 girls born into my family, like my father's side of the family, in the last 140 years.
Wow.
So I was over the moon. We got back, my ex-wife went to the toilet, and as she went to the toilet, she miscarried.
Oh.
So, and we was going to call her Kiona Sue, which is a Native American Indian name. And this medium actually said the name Kiona. And he said, I'm getting the name Sue as well, but it's not like spelled like the English. It's spelled like the Native American way.
Wow.
And I sat there, and my jaw could have hit the floor.
Oh, my God, I bet.
I would love to go to a spiritual church. I've never been. The only one I know in this area, in my area, I've never been able to find the opening times for.
Right.
Generally, it was Sunday, isn't it? So,
but it like I say, usually you go to a church and it gives you the times for the masses and things like that. But I can't find when it's open to actually go.
You don't open at your work constantly either.
Well, no, that doesn't help.
So, right, have you got any big ones coming up?
Yeah, in August, on the 22nd of August, I'm going to the True Crime Museum in Hastings again, which is
nice.
I've been there twice and love that place. But then I'm fascinated with like serial killers and that sort of thing. So anything
about doing serial killers on their YouTube channel.
Yeah,
yeah.
That does seem to be one topic that most paranormals do agree on.
Yeah,
serial killers.
I was watching stuff about it earlier on today.
It's just fascinating, isn't it? I'm doing a criminal psychology course as well, because it's just it fascinates me how their brains work. Because
or don't
we sit here or don't
something
because as a normal, I shouldn't say normal person, we sit here and we think some of the things that these murderers have done and all that, how can you bring yourself to even think about doing it, let alone actually do it, so
I could think about doing it. I'm serious. I have some of the thoughts I have, and I but actually thinking about it and doing it, it's a lie. I've been in fights and things like that. But to actually beat someone to death or actually kill them, Would I be prepared to do it in a war? Yes. And I know I would.
Yeah.
Would I be prepared to go out and beat the living crap out of someone and kill it for no good reason? No. And there is that line that they seem to cross, and once they've crossed it, it's.
I was watching about the Yorkshire Ripper earlier.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Saying one of his victims, after he hit her over the head to subdue her, he stabbed her 47 times with a screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
a frenzy.
Yeah. It's just
he tried the old. Yeah, I was hearing God. God was telling me. That's the usual excuse, and it's not hard to. Obviously, you get experts in that, but it's not hard to put that side of things across.
Yeah,
and they virtually talk you through what you need to. It's like being off work. It used to be, are you feeling that? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to sign you off on stress. But they'd talk you through are you feeling this? Do you, yeah, I'll get home and I won't want to go out. And I'll sign you off on stress.
Yeah.
And again, it's like we say, it's leading questions, like we were saying about the spirit box.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're cold. Why are you cold? Car. Oh, you're in a car.
Yeah.
And they're leading you down that path.
They're leading. Yeah, exactly.
There has been times I've used like these spirit talk app, and I've asked questions, and the things that come through have actually corresponded with my questions. But me being me, it's like, was that, if I hadn't asked that question, would that answer still come up anyway?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. If you start answering specific questions and it's pertinent to what you're asking, is there the spirit here? Yes. Like you say, it's cold, and it comes up with, like you say, it just generates random words, but that's what's already in there. And as we've discussed before, they know the audience that they're producing these things for, so they're going to put stuff in there that's related to paranormal.
The only
but
time,
if you say, were you murdered, and it comes up with axe, and you're in an axe murderer's bedroom,
not my face, thank you.
Then you're going to know it's Lizzie Borden. It comes up with Lizzie, and
well, they reckon she was innocent now, didn't they? They don't reckon it was her.
Well, again, it's conspiracy theories that she wasn't. You just don't know, and that's the trouble. Over the years, things get muddied.
I think the only time really with a spirit app that it's made me think actually it could potentially be something. I had an app by Javier Sands of Spain Paranormal. Now his stuff, when he builds his app, he puts the words on backwards, but they're always Spanish words. He doesn't use any English words whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'd done Pots for Gibbet. Oh Christ. Me and Heidi were still together, so it must have been about 2017 or 2018. No, down there. And I told you about the little spirit of the little girl that was there.
Yeah.
It came through in English, Mary.
Wow, okay. And there's no English in there.
There's no English in there.
Yeah.
Now,
that's interesting.
The story of the gibbet is a guy called Jonas Snell had worked for John Bald Sr. at Leverington Mill, and he was found walking down what's known as Dragass Hill, covered in blood with an axe in his hand. Basically, they executed him in Wickham Market, and they put his body in a gibbet. They dragged him up Dragass Hill, executed him, put him in a gibbet, and left his body there for 41 years.
Wow.
Now, when we was doing that, not only did we have Mary come through, we had John Ball come through in English, and the word Leverington come through in English.
Wow. So that is interesting, isn't it? That is something to think.
That made me think that's a little bit weird, because at the time I haven't spoken to Heavy here for quite a lot of years. Last time I spoke to him, his mum had just been diagnosed with breast cancer, and unfortunately I lost touch with him. But there was no English on that app whatsoever. It was in an area, them 3 replies matched, and there's no. You can't see that Javier would have gone online and gone, oh, well, let's find Potsford Gibbet over in England and find a nearest town where it was murdered.
Exactly. It's when it's pertinent to what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
And then you start taking interest. But it's generating words. It's going to come up with them.
Yeah.
It's got to be relevant, and it's got to be relevant to something you've asked it.
Yeah.
So that's the one time with them apps I'm a bit. That's definitely something weird there. That's definitely something weird there. But generally, no, I'm not a big believer in them. I know a lot of people that swear by them.
Yeah.
There's a group called, I don't know if you heard of them, Shadow Paranormal. Have you heard of them?
So no, I don't.
They've been going for about 15 years.
Right.
And I was going to do an investigation with them a few years back. One thing led to another, and I was working at the time, so I didn't get the chance. They went to damn it! I've been there recently. One of these old castle ruins. It's right on the verge of the Thames. Come here, son. But they had the PSP 7.
Yeah.
And up until that point, they'd sworn by the PSP 7, and they'd done a few experiments on there. Now, the PSP 7, as it flicks through, there's 14 channels. I think they said it was 12 or 14 channels. Without fail, a word will come through. And it's the same channels every single time.
Right.
So if you happen to be there with a PSP 7 on and go, what's your name? It flicks through, and then the DJ happens to say their name Peter, for instance.
Yeah.
You hear that, and then a lot of people go, oh, the spirit's name must be Peter.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's really interesting.
But I think me personally, I'm like Ian, I try to just stick to EVPs.
Yeah, I do like EVPs, but as you've said that you've watched some of my lives, you can appreciate that can be quite difficult for me sometimes.
Oh yeah,
it get quite noisy, but I personally I love EVPs. Sorry,
it's like an old mother hen's meeting.
Oh, it sometimes it really is. Oh my goodness, yeah, it is.
How does your daughter? Obviously, your daughter goes with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get her into it, or did she?
Yeah. No. She's 16 now, and her first time out, she was 12. So she's been doing it for I think. I think she was probably about 6 months after I started. So I'd started to go out with the group that I was with first of all, and then she showed interest. So I asked them, because of her age, would it be okay? Would she be covered by insurance? And they said, yeah, as long as I was happy and I was responsible for her, then that was okay. So she started coming out. She came out once and she really enjoyed it. And yeah, she's not looked back since. She loves it.
Is she sensitive?
No, she just enjoys being there. She uses the equipment, and she doesn't really feel anything.
Yeah,
no, but
my daughter's the same. Like I said about the old man.
Yeah,
she doesn't remember that. She's only a kid, like I said, 2 or 3, something like that. She didn't remember that, and it annoys the hell out of her.
Yeah,
especially when I talk about it. And but she's been on several with me.
Right.
And Ruthin Jail, Wales, and we were in one of the cells and she felt something round the throat.
Right.
And she ended up with marks, and it was a cell that they used to put the murderers and rapists in.
Right.
How do you feel about antagonising spirit?
No, I don't like that personally. It's not something I would allow in my group of investigators. I think it from my point of view, I find it quite disrespectful. When you go into a building, I always say hello, and I think these people, these spirits were people. They were the same as us, and they should have the same respect as we would give them if we walked into a building or into a room with people that were alive now. You wouldn't walk into a building now and start going, "Oh, you know," like, because the chances are you're going to get a smack in the face or something. So you always be polite and respectful.
I'm in agreement to a point, but where I've done a few prisons, and some of the characters you meet in there, I will call them out. I will.
Right. Yeah. See that I can imagine there would be situations like that. Yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't in that case.
Like the guy who tried strangling my daughter. She ended up with red marks around the neck.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to put up with that. But like I said, they're in prison for a reason. Namely, 99% of the time, like you say, I will go in and I'm respectful and you tend to get more interaction. But if the spirit itself is a nasty piece of work, then I have no qualms about challenging them.
So I've not really been in that situation, so I'm sure possibly if I was in that situation I would probably do similar, but I've not yet been in that situation. So but if something is going to start being sort of nasty and stuff, I'm sure I would sort of change a little bit and be like, hey, well, hang on, and sort of talk differently to them, like you would someone starts with you.
Exactly.
You would
exactly. It's I mean, it does wind me up when you're talking about things, and like I say, I had a go at this guy for trying to strangle my daughter, and people say, "Oh no, you should be respectful." And no.
Oh yeah, no. In that case, I felt happening to my daughter.
I'm like you. I treat people how they treat me.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they're going to be an arse with me, I'll be an arse with them.
Yeah.
I'm big enough and ugly enough to.
Have you ever been drawn to a location that whether it be a church or graveyard or whatever, and you've gone, right, I'm going to investigate there, and then when you've got there, you felt, do you know what, I shouldn't be here. Somebody here doesn't want me here. Or are you stupid like me and still go in?
I've never really felt that, but I would, if I did, I would still go in, because I do like to sort of push everything to the limit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because I don't know if it would be with you or Ian, but with me, it's like, well, what is it they don't want me in here for? Why don't they want me in?
Exactly.
You want to find out more, and the more they try and push you away, like you say, why? What are you hiding?
It's quite funny.
Not one of these who goes in and the first activity you're running.
No, I was just going to say that I've been with groups before, and things start happening. Again, whether paranormal or not, who knows? But say a door will slam or something, and it's like, oh my god, I think we should go. I think we should get out. And you're like, well, no, because surely that's like what we came here for.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
That's what we want.
That's what I hate about TV programs.
Rivals Castle.
Yeah,
and we had poltergeist activity.
Right.
It's a youth hostel now, but it is a castle. And in one of the towers, as you go in, there's only one way into the tower. It's 3 stories. The top 2 stories are the bedrooms.
Right.
And they have bunk beds in and everything.
Yeah.
And some of the girls were staying in the upper story, top story. And we had activity. We'd been down at the bottom of the tower in the bottom room, round the Uberlet, calling out. And we could hear movement above us. But we could see the door, and the other teams we knew were all round the place, nowhere near us, but we could hear movement upstairs and everything. Some of us went up and had a look. There's no one up there. And then we called a break, went into, we all had, and one of the girls went up to the bedroom and said, "Who's got the key for the dormitory?" What do you mean who's got the key? There is no keys. They're not locked. Well, we can't get in. It took 3 of us pushing the door.
Wow.
To get it open. And there was a huge chest that had been shoved against the door. All the bunks had been moved round.
Wow.
There were chairs up on top of the bunks.
Oh my God.
And when we walked in, I knew, I as soon as we walked in the room, I said, "It's in that window. Whatever it is in that window. It is not nice."
Yeah.
But the woman who was running the investigation, we had a team member with us, and he said, "All right, no, we better get people out." And I said, "No." I said, "This is why we're here."
Yeah,
and the girls who were shared in the bunk, the dormitory, were all for it. Yeah, and the woman who was running it came up. No, everybody out. We got to do a cleansing. And we did do a seance up there after. And we were stood in a circle. One of the girls who was with me had got hold of her hand. And I said, "We got K2 in the middle. We got K2s around." And I said, "Whatever it is, he's back in that window." And as I said that, K2 lit up.
Right.
Then the one between the window and us lit up.
Excuse me.
And I actually felt someone brush past me.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and she said, "Did you feel that?" And the K2 in the middle lit up.
Wow. So they'd literally walked all the way
It
through.
walked through us.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
again,
Why
they,
would you
they
want to go?
shut us down. And the girls who were in the dormitory stormed off and they cleared off. They said, we come here for an investigation.
Yeah.
Every time we get activity, you shut us down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
And they cleared off in a strop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would have done the same, to be honest.
Well, that's what I was saying. Heidi said recently she started having the 3 knocks again, starting to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where when my ex-wife and kids live, the house that they were in, 1971, a 5-year-old boy called Trevor Brian Hammond, he died of meningitis.
Oh.
And he's a little mischief maker in the house.
Right.
One time the kids were at school, she was at work, and I was decorating upstairs bathroom, and I was doing above the door, so I had the door shut, and I bang, bang, bang on the door, and a giggle.
Oh.
I thought, there's no way the kids are back because their school was 3 miles away. There's no way they would have got on their own.
Well, it's school holidays.
Is now, yeah.
So, like I say, chances are he's trying to interact with the kids again.
Yeah.
Mine only went on holiday yesterday, I think it was. Friday, sorry.
Yeah.
Went on. And she's heard like the running about and things. But the couple that were in there before, they'd been there since just after Brian had died. His mum and dad moved out. And Brian's actually buried in the little village where she is, because there's only like 200 people in the village.
Oh.
There's not even a street light. But the couple that were there before were in what's now my 2 of my boys share a room. They was in that room. And the woman that had been in there before said that she'd woken up during the night and there was something dark leaning over her. When we first moved in, and it caused bloody hell of a lot of problems when we first moved in there, because I tried to take pictures, because there was a certain corner that something would stand there. Medium friends that we'd had around there said, there's something in this house. There's the child in the house, but there's something in the house that don't like kids. And if it got the chance, it would hurt them.
Yeah.
And one of my boys, he went in the nursery and said, I was in bed last night. Then he took photographs in there. So that caused lots of problems. But we actually, I was doing a live stream in one of my old groups. I had 37 people watching at the time, and whatever it was, the whole front room filled with like this almost demonic growl.
Wow.
And everyone heard it.
Oh.
So
yeah.
If Ian asks you a few more questions, I'll quickly try and find it. And I'll play it.
Yeah.
So over to you, Ian.
How do you go about finding places to investigate? Do you look for known places, or do you look for places that seem interesting? Like you say, you're going to the criminal thing.
Yeah.
Is that because of reputation? Is that just something you thought, you know what, I really fancy investigating there?
Yeah, it's a sort of a combination, to be honest. So the True Crime Museum, I now know, is quite a popular location. I hadn't heard of it at all until I went to Hastings with my family. We got the train down there, and we were actually going to right opposite the True Crime Museum is like a BMX park. Sort of, it's down. It's in an old swimming pool, and they put ramps and things in.
Oh, right.
It's called Source BMX. It's really cool, and we've gone there to watch the BMX championships and things. So while we were watching that, I thought we'll go and have a break, and I walked along and saw the True Crime Museum. I went in there, had a look round, and I said to them, like, would you consider a paranormal investigation here? And they were like, oh yeah, we do that anyway. We offer it out to groups. And at that point, I realised it was quite a popular location once I'd been online and researched it. Before that, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll go to places that are popular, that are well known and known for activity. But other times, like today, I haven't actioned this one yet, but I went today to a local town called St Ives in Cambridgeshire.
Yeah.
And I was with my husband and one of my children, and we went in this old building, which is now a cafe along the river. Went in there, had a coffee, very nice, and then needed to use the ladies. And they sent me upstairs, up 2 flights of stairs to the top of this really old building. And it was very quiet up there, and you're going through these doors and this really crooked corridors. And I thought, this feels strange. And while I was there, I took quite a few photos. I can't see anything on the photos apart from a really awesome building. But I've got the email address, and I know they close at 8 o'clock, this cafe. They do sort of early evenings till 8. So tomorrow I'll be sending an email saying, would you consider allowing me in?
Yeah.
There's also some sort of local shops I've been in, antique shops, places that are not investigated, have never been investigated before. So I do like the non.
Do you think that's the stuff that's in there, or the actual building?
Sorry.
Do you believe that it could be the antiques that are drawing you there, or the actual building?
Yeah, in the case of one of the local antique stores I go to in Huntingdon, that with that one there is a lot of antiques in there, but the building also is really old with a really, really deep history. So I think with that, it's sort of a combination of there may be energy on some of the items, but then also the building is really historical as well. But sometimes you'll go into a newer shop, a new building, and full of antiques, and you'll feel things, and
the trouble is, I find with a lot of groups, especially on YouTube, on TikTok, or whatever it might be, they'll watch a couple of episodes of Zach Baggins, they'll go on Temu or somewhere like that, and they think they're the next Peter Venkman. And you expect to go into somewhere and it'd be chairs floating around everywhere and all that. And you must know yourself, as me and Ian have said before, and others have said before, Sometimes you're there 3 or 4 hours. All you're doing is getting cold, getting
Yeah.
hungry, getting
Yeah.
pain. You're dying to go for a pee.
Yeah.
Then you spend a week listening and looking at everything, and you've got
Yeah.
nothing.
You've got absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So I went recently to the Skirrid Inn, and everyone talks about the Skirrid. It's amazing. It's this, it's that, everything. And people were messaging me going, "What room are you staying in?" I was at room 1. Oh my god! You're going to see people at the end of your bed, and you're going to have this. You're going to have doors banging, and do you know what? I had the whole night from start to finish. I had nothing at all. Not a peep. Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. Nothing.
We've all been there. We've said before. We've been to places that we know are active.
Yeah.
And like you said before, it's almost like the shutters have come up.
Yeah.
They've walked in, and it's as flat as a milk pond.
Yeah.
There's no activity. There's nothing there.
Yeah. You don't feel anything. You don't see anything.
You've been in before, and you know that it's active.
Yeah.
You've had things happen. You've had, you walk in and there's nothing.
Yeah. That's why I quite often return to locations. So I've had people comment before, like, "Oh my god, you're going there again?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I think you need to." I've been to locations like Peterborough Museum is a good one. So I've been there. It's good. Been there 4 times, and 2 times completely flat, nothing. Don't feel anything. No equipment went off. Nothing happened.
If I remember rightly, Peterborough Museum, you had the Red Barn murders, and in Peterborough Museum, the minutes for the guy who did the murders, minutes for like his trial were there, and they're actually bound in his own skin.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I've heard something about that.
I know there is a skin bound book in a museum in, where was that? But I don't know whether, I think, oh my god, what town was that in? That was in Norfolk somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Bury St Edmunds Museum. There is. I did a post on that quite a couple of years ago now, and there, I don't know if this is the same one, but there was a leather bound book, or a skin bound book in there. Whether that's the same one or not, I don't know. I don't recall a book being at Peterborough Museum. It's I
won't look for it. Won't look for it now while we're on live.
Right,
I found that little video clip. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
Okay.
Right. You hear that?
No.
I can't hear anything. No.
There we go. Did you hear that?
No.
No.
You didn't hear?
Didn't hear a thing.
No.
Oh, I'm not sure how to. If Ian carries on the question, and I'll
right. I've stuck a couple of photos in.
Yeah, hold on.
Bring them up.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to bring the whole flipping thing down.
Right. Talking about museums and the criminal one. There's one in Sheffield. It's the police and fire station and everything.
Yeah.
And I went across, again, it's part of a group. That wasn't me organising it or anything. It was something my daughter had seen and said, "Do you fancy coming on this?"
Yeah.
So we went, and when Carl puts the photos up, but when we went in, it's a fascinating building. The cells down below and everything. Like I say, it was a police centre. But that's down near the cells. We were in the cells calling out, and we were all in the cell. I was lay on the actual bunk, and that's when someone said, "Who's Bernard?"
Right.
And I said, "Who's just walked along the corridor?"
Yeah.
Oh no, we're all in here. I said, no. I said, someone was literally just walked along the corridor. I've seen them. And there was no one there. There was no one in the corridor.
Wow.
But it's, as you should see, it's several floors.
Yeah.
We went up, we said, oh yeah, we're going to do different areas. And I walked in, there's a bit for the fire on the upper floors.
Yeah.
And it's got fire memorabilia from all over the world.
Mm.
And as I walked in, I said to me son-in-law, we are going to get a lot of activity in this room tonight.
Yeah.
This isn't pleasant what's in here.
Right.
And my daughter was a student in Sheffield, and her digs, you see the building in the background?
Yeah, to the left. Yeah.
To the left. The building behind it was her student union digs.
Oh, wow.
And they had an awful lot of activity. And it wasn't nice. It was a very, very unpleasant spirit.
Yeah.
Let me set my plug me.
It's a beautiful building.
It is. It's an absolutely beautiful building. But never thought anything of it. We went round the other things. I felt my chest, and I was projecting a fireman who died of smoke inhalation in one of the rooms. I didn't know anything about it. I just heavy breathing and real tightness. Yeah. And they said he was brought back to the building and died in the building.
Oh, wow.
I went off and did my own thing. They got group activities, and again, like I said, there was a woman there trying to make it all about herself.
Yeah.
This table tipping and oh yeah, and it's like, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
And I wandered off to the museum bit, the room I'd said, and there was definitely something in that room. We were there with one of my daughter's friends as well, who'd been in the digs with her.
Yeah.
I told one of the guys who was organising it, I said, there's definitely activity in here. So we got everyone in there. And the next thing, I'm looking at one of the doors, and the spirit was not a pleasant spirit at all.
Right.
And I said, this doesn't belong here. This spirit doesn't belong here. So it's nothing to do with this building. This is, and my daughter said she recognised it as the spirit from the digs.
Oh.
And it actually physically attacked a friend. I caught a friend before she dropped to the floor.
Oh my God.
And she was affected by it, and I got hold of it. And again, one of the reasons I asked about, would you be respectful? I was not respectful.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly. It went back out the door. There's two doors into the room.
Yeah.
And it was stood in the doorway, and I just called it out. And I felt it move. I couldn't see it. I knew where it was, though. It moved across to the other door.
Yeah.
And the people in the door were looking at me, and then they obviously felt it. I managed to get it out of the building. But she was really shaking up her friend.
Oh, I bet.
Like I say, just dropped it. She 1 minute she stood next to me talking, and she's looking at towards the doorway where I was, and the next thing, I felt it come into the room, and it went after her. And like I said, my daughter actually said that's the spirit from the digs.
she could sort of feel it.
She
same energy.
Felt this energy and everything. She knew exactly what it was. With it being so close, I'm wondering whether it felt the signal coming off my daughter, because we were hyped up for the and a friend. I thought, I know you.
Possibly.
And it like I say, it scared the hell out of a friend and my daughter.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I knew, like I say, as soon as I walked into that room that night, we're going to get a lot of activity in here. I didn't realise just how
much,
how much and how bad it was going to be. Like I say, I had to physically catch her when she dropped. She dropped like a stone to the floor, or would have done.
Gosh, that is creepy.
Sorry.
I have no idea what the spirit is.
Right.
Whatever it is, I don't. We've talked about demons before. I don't think it's a demon, but whatever it is not a pleasant spirit. And it used to cause no end of issues, even with people who don't believe in the paranormal and things. Things happen, and it'd be what? Who's been messing about me? Who's done?
Yeah, people.
That was a question I was going to ask. I forgot. In your team, how many of you is there? 6, isn't it?
Well, yeah. It's people always sort of think we're a team. My team is whoever I get to the location with, if that makes sense. So I have
a team.
We're not actually a team. No, I am just me. But then I've got sort of Diane, Janine, Mel, and Evie, my daughter. They come out with me regularly. But I always say to them, if I'm going somewhere, it's not like I'm going somewhere and my team have to come with me. I'm going somewhere and I will invite who I want to invite, if that makes sense. It may be them, it may not be them.
People with similar interests.
They're my sort of close circle. I trust them. We're good friends. So they will come along. But then it may be that 1 or 2 of them can't come, or it may be that I think, actually, today I'm investigating here, but I would actually like these people to come, you know, or I'd like no one to come, you know. So we're not actually a team. It's not like wherever we go, we all have to go together. But I enjoy going out with them. You know, I enjoy not just the investigation. I enjoy all the socialising beforehand. Go for a meal first. And we sing in the car.
A group of girls out on a hen night.
Yeah. It can be crazy, especially if nothing's happening. If it's quiet and nothing's happening, we'll start having a chat and having a laugh. And sometimes that builds the energy up and things start to happen.
The reason I was asking is I was wondering if you had like somebody that was like a set skeptic and somebody that was a set historian to look into the stuff. Yeah.
So there is a lady who does do any research. I do sort of. I do research myself. Obviously, I love researching the history of places. But when it comes to people, sort of if you get a name and a date of birth or anything like that, I'm not so good at that type of research. So I have got a lovely lady. She doesn't come out with me often, but she stays and researches for me a lot. That's the lovely Kate. And then in our group, we've got Mel, who is, I would probably say, more of a skeptic than the others.
Do you find having a skeptic in the team, like in your group, do you find it's of more use or more of a hindrance?
No, I love having a skeptic in the group. I think it's quite important to have a skeptic in the group. I mean, I am sort of skeptical myself, you know, still. So everything, I do question everything that happens, question it. Why has it happened? What could it be? So I guess you would say I am a skeptic also. But I think it is important if everyone, if there's no skeptics and no one's got skepticism, then I think that would be more of a hindrance than having a skeptic.
Yes. Yeah. Because they ask questions you might not ask yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You're tuned, this is definitely going to be paranormal. I know there's things going to happen here. Like, look, one of my biggest bugbears is all there's orbs.
Oh, yeah. No,
dust.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not a love. The only time I would think possibly I've seen an orb is if I saw it with my eyes, not through a camera, not through it with a torch.
I showed
my
him
eyes.
the previous ones. It was an American team. It was the middle of winter. It was snowing. They was in a graveyard. They took a photo. You could clearly see it was snowing. And they went, look at this, thousands of orbs everywhere.
Right.
Or the worst one that I hate is when people are out in the wilderness, there's a slight breeze and there's a rustle in the bush and go,
oh my God, yeah, like I said to you earlier about, it was when I was scared at that satellite and radar station, we heard noises, but we're out in the fens, we're surrounded by fields.
Yeah,
there are deer, there's owls, there's rats, there's mice, all foxes, badgers.
Yeah, like you say, you got to try and debunk it. There could be, like you say, there could be someone out walking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and they're the ones you got to be wary of, not scary.
Exactly. Too right. Yeah.
So when I done, it must have been 2018 or 2019. I've done, where was it? I've done it. Oh, well, I was at the Pottsford Gibbet actually. It was me and two other people who were standing there and we was doing the usual calling out and things and all that. And we kept seeing this red light through the trees. Now, where Pottsford is, there is a fairly busy road there, but it's not, after a certain time, it's not used that often. But where it is literally arse end of nowhere. Yeah. And we kept seeing this red light. Yeah. And it's really weird. It's really weird. And we could only see it occasionally. Then as we said our goodbyes and like, you can't follow us and all that usual sort of stuff, we started getting in the car. We happened to have a cigarette and look across the field. And over in the distance, you could only just about make out the red light on top of an antenna.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
And where we weren't, the times we weren't seeing it, it was simply the bush. The breeze. Right,
the breeze of bush. Yeah.
When you tell that story, it always reminds me of that sketch, Only Fools and Horses.
Well,
and they sat in the pub with Trigger.
Oh, yeah.
And that star keeps disappearing.
Yeah.
It's done it again. And he's blinking.
Yeah.
Right. This is the clip. Can you hear that?
So I'm seeing back some of the comments.
Right. Just in a second.
I was doing a live session last year. I can't think when it was, but last year, and I was using the First Met Communicator and it's Paranormal. Well, that day, my wife Heidi had made me a bait. What TPE? What the hell's TPE? Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
And another time, I actually went to a completely different part of the house and got the same thing in in the boys' bedroom. I'd done a EVP session out in the garden one evening just to test out some equipment I was using, and had the word murderer come through.
Oh my God!
And it audibly came through. It was one of these apps that it pings up the word, but it didn't actually say the word.
Yeah.
It actually came through as the word murderer, and also had a child voice coming through saying, "I love you still, Mum."
Oh.
So, and I took the dog out for a walk one evening, and went to the village she's in. Like I said, there's like 200 people in the whole village. It's not even got a street light in there, so you can't literally go like that and see your hand.
Yeah.
And I took the dog for a walk, went into the graveyard. I've done a EVP session in there, and I had the voice of an Irish guy saying, "I just want to go back home."
Oh.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, that absolutely broke my heart.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So, right. Thanks for your time, then, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
No, well, you're the first of hoping for many. I will be putting this. We're on Spotify now as well.
Okay.
I'm still in the process of uploading on stuff on our Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm not very tech savvy, so it takes me a while.
Damn sight more tech savvy than I am with this sort of stuff.
there's times I've literally been up for days trying to edit stuff for us.
Yeah.
But no, I really do appreciate it. Do you want to give any shout outs to anyone or do any self promos before we go?
Just shout out to my girls because they're all awesome, and just to everyone that is working with each other and with kindness, because there seems to be not a lot of that around at the moment in the paranormal community. So
yes.
For big thumbs up to everyone that's like working together and being kind and respectful to each other.
Yeah, I've said to Ian and that before. There was a group I joined because it's one of these famous American ones.
Yeah,
there was a group on Facebook, so I thought, oh, perhaps it's linked, so I joined it. They turned out to be fakes as well, anyway.
Right.
But apparently they didn't have any link with them at all. But somebody had put an image up and said, "I'll caught an image of a ghost," and it was clearly a ghost app. I actually even found the image that they'd used. Somebody had actually put it on there before I could, and it was actually threatened with gang. You know what?
Oh my God!
For exposing them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, again, you get that. You get people who believe everything is paranormal.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl's put.
Oh, I don't want.
He took a photo when he was looking at a new house. He just said, "Oh, this is me," and you could clearly see Carl's reflection.
Thanks, Carl.
Yeah.
In the bloody shower.
Yeah, it was in the shower.
Right.
And I said, "You want to put that on?" and say it, and so he did. But oh yeah, there's definitely a presence there and all this. And he said, "It's me, it's my reflection." No. Why are you even on this if you don't believe?
Yeah.
It's my reflection. It's my photo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what it is. No, there's definitely a presence there.
Yeah.
You get total skeptics who want to call everything fake and everything, and the others that go the opposite, where everything is definitely paranormal.
There was another one that I'd done as well. My middle son Harry, he's 11 now. At the time, he must have been about 2 or 3. And kids being kids, he was playing with toy sunglasses.
Yeah.
And at the time, we'd just been out. It'd been raining, so I brought his coat over the end of the banister and put it there. And I had to take a photograph of him because he was smiling. And because of his autism, he doesn't do that very often. So I thought, oh, it's a nice picture. I'll take it. And you could see the coat in the reflection. And I deliberately put it on there. I knew for a fact it was only a coat.
Yeah.
I put it on the group and everyone's going, "Oh, well, we've caught an image of a spirit on your staircase."
Yeah.
Even though
I knew it was.
I'm just saying, this is how simple and how easy
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah. Pareidolia is so.
Well, I had the opposite. I got photoed of what I believe was a young child, little lad. During the investigation, he'd actually come up to me and held my hand. And I took a photo looking down the hallway because I could see where he was. I knew where he was. And on the photo, you can see his outline. And I actually put it into a group and got told, "This has been debunked years ago. Why are you putting this fake crap up?" I'd only taken the photo something like 2 days before.
Yeah.
But I'm being told it's been debunked years ago and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, sorry.
I always find though people, you can tell people or give your opinion or advice, but you can do it in a kind way. So I had some sort of negative comments on my page this evening just before I came on the podcast. Because I was nominated for an award.
Well, congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. I've been nominated for another one, and someone's anonymously put on in the comments that I use people for using people to get famous. I'm like, no, I just go on my page and I just post every day, research every day, do history every day, and paranormal every weekend. That's all I do. But people just have to. People have to be mean, but they have to do it anonymously. That's the worst bit about it.
Well, that's the other thing that gets you is the anonymous.
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah.
name. And
If you've got something to say, say
at
it.
least
You
have
know,
the gumption to do it under your own name.
exactly. Yeah.
If I drove, I'd be with a dog and I'd be out investigating every night.
Exactly.
I've got my motorbike, but
Yeah.
I'm still healing up from a motorbike crash from a few weeks back.
Oh, my
And
God.
I hit a patch of oil in the rain and crashed.
Wow. Not good.
Hairline fracture in me shoulder blade and torn all my ligaments. I'm still a little bit tender, so I ain't gone on it yet. But if I drove, I'd be like you. I'd be out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
My ex is coming over with the kids tomorrow. We're going out for a picnic, but I'm toying with taking them to Mistley Towers.
Yeah.
Because somewhere in Mistley Towers graveyard is where Matthew Hopkins was buried.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nobody actually knows where the grave is because it wasn't
Right.
ever marked.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and persuade my 12-year-old to come and do an investigation with me. We've done one in his bedroom that I've put on there, and we did actually get an EVP from the little boy that died in the room.
Oh, wow.
So and he could enjoy that. But we'll see. We'll see if we get it. The weather as well.
Yeah,
but,
cool.
Really do appreciate it if you can share it around, and so
we'll do.
We're on 166 members now. We're trying to get to 200. But as me, Ian, Lynn, and Joe have always said, we only do this for the shits and giggles.
Yeah. It's fun and interesting. Yeah.
We worked it out.
It's like-minded people.
Yeah, exactly.
We worked it out between the four of us, experience-wise. We've got about 130 years worth of experience.
Wow. That's some years.
So we've all had different experiences.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots to talk about in there, and I just like learning each other's experiences and learning how each other works. That's what I like.
I honestly think next time you go to that place, like I meant that you said about, well, on your live, I said I felt there was children up there.
Oh, in the attic, yeah.
Honestly, try. It may not work, but try hide and seek.
Yeah, I will. I'll try that.
Let's play hide and seek. You run and hide, and I'll see if I can find you.
Yeah, I will try that.
Definitely. It may not work. I just thought it was another. Or I know you don't really use K2s, but use the these things, don't you? The old cat balls.
Yeah, I always sprinkle a few of them around. More impressed if they move, if they start rolling.
I've seen them move a few times, and there's only once where I couldn't debunk it.
I think I've only ever seen them move about twice.
Yeah.
So once was it's moving, and I'm stood on the other end of the flag.
But have you ever
Yorkstone flag, and it was moving the flag.
Have you ever watched
it? Blind, it was a.
Yeah. Have you ever tried ping pong with these?
No.
Set up one at each end of the room.
Okay.
When you're speaking to a spirit, if it goes off.
Night cold, night.
Right.
Get it to ping pong between the balls.
Yeah.
So I did try that with K2s, but then I found other things just tended to interact with them too much.
Yeah. I'll give that a go as well.
I would love to go out a lot more often, but not driving.
Well, when I get out of work, I will do.
I think the nearest place to me, I'd done a first investigation in about 2 years, a few weeks back, and that was just before my crash. And that was a church up near where I live. There's literally no history of ghosts and no sightings or anything like that at all. And I did get quite a lot of interesting stuff happen.
Yeah. Surprising. Yeah.
Right. So we'll thank you for that, Emily. Thanks for your time.
Yep. Thank you.
It's been very interesting.
Talking to you.
Colin Perry, thanks for watching us. We can always rely on Colin Perry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to love you and leave you. I can hear my kettle calling my name. So I'll say cheers for your time. I can
hear my bed calling my name. I'm up at 6:30.
And last quick thing, Linda's mum, hope you feel better soon.
Yes.
So, all right. Thanks for your time, Emily, and take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.